Okay, Reggie, before we get into our normal segments, I'm under the impression that you have a special guest from Compton that you would like to introduce that we'll be hearing from this week. Can you go ahead and introduce him?
Yeah. So one of my boys, he been listening to a couple of segments that we did, and he had reached out to me and said he wanted to clarify and respond to some of the things that me and James and me and D Dog have spoken on in the last few segments. And he's somebody that's from the neighborhood that I grew up in. Y'all know I don't claim to be a game banger or a game member or anything like that, but this is somebody that's very, very well was respected by my father and by me as a youngster growing up in the neighborhood that we all looked up to. He's about 5 years, 4 years older than us, but his name had really rung a bell in the neighborhood when we was walking around, running around Stephen C. Foster and all of that. And matter of fact, me and his brother was real close growing up in elementary school. Hopefully he'll speak on that. But this dude is from the mob area. I call him. They don't like to be called leaders or anything like that because they just don't like that. But somebody that I have always thought, if you would have asked me who was one of the leaders of the mob, I would have said this guy. I call him Big CJ. Y'all saw him over on Street TV with Alex Alonso about 2 or 3 years ago. And hopefully y'all can go check that interview out again. But my homie Big CJ from the mob area, he's going to be with us for a few episodes and get some stories from him. So y'all please welcome CJ to the Bomb First with Reggie and John. What up, dog?
Hey, Reg, what's up, man? You got me on bomb first, man.
I can't believe it. I know people gonna be like, "Where the hell this come from?"
Right. Well, it was with a clear conscience, of course.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, man. So, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm glad to hear about you, man. Man, first of all, I want to. I hear there's been a lot of stuff going on in the neighborhood, and I heard about what happened to Mom. Sorry to hear about that. First of all, I can't go without asking how she's doing.
Oh, she's doing great, man. My mother's recovering really well, man. For 88 years old, man.
Ooh,
you know what
okay.
I'm saying? To have to go through that. It was a traumatic experience, but praise be to God. You know what I'm saying? She's doing well, man, and I'm blessed and happy for that.
So people don't know what we were talking about. Can you kind of give a quick summary of what happened or what I'm talking about?
Yeah, my mother was, she was a victim of gang violence, a situation that occurred at my mother's residence, and it was a shooting, and my mother was shot. So, and she lost one of her legs. Leg had to be amputated. So, yeah. It was a hard time. That's what took place, man.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. I know you don't like to speak on it, and I understand or think it's behind some of the internal fighting ever since Buntriesdale between the mob and the looters. But hopefully they'll eventually all get that work out. Is what I heard. I don't know it, and I'm not saying if CJ saying that's true or not. That's just the rumor mill that I heard that it was behind.
Yeah. So we let the rumorville be rumorville, and we let the stories be the stories.
Exactly.
The truth is the truth, but we don't have to talk about that like that.
Okay. Respect. So, matter of fact, man, of course, I talk to Bob Gotti every day, and I know you and him have a great relationship as well. And he told me you've been dealing with little health problems. If you like to talk about.
Yeah. Well, my health is stable. It's fine. I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I guess a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 2 prostate cancer. So I'm doing well. I did the radiation therapy treatment. I did that. I'm on chemotherapy pills and stuff right now. So yeah, with that being said, I want all the black men, you know what I'm saying, throughout the world to make sure that they get tested for prostate cancer. Be aware of what's going on with your body. We want to be proactive with our health. So make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you know, you get tested, and, you know, whoever your associates are, they get tested as well. You know what I'm saying? And
Man,
even other cancers. It's just not prostate cancer,
yeah.
colon cancer. You know what I'm saying? Just black men. Just period. Be proactive with your health, man, and take care of yourself. Be mindful of those type of things that's taking place inside our body.
Big CJ, you know God made you reach out to me. Guess what I'm going through right now? Man, I swear. Okay, about 5 or 6 years ago, I had did the PSA test, and my PSA came back at a level 7, which was a little high. Not too
That's
bad,
high.
but a little high, right?
Yeah.
And so they took me, and I went and did where they did the 12 pinches in my butt and all of that, right?
Right.
Came back okay. This was about 5 or 6, 7 years ago. I swear, CJ, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, I went and got blood work, because I'm always getting blood work now, ever since I've been, messed up recovering from this bullshit. And so I went and got some blood work done, and my doctor come back and said, Reggie, your levels are back up. Your levels is a 14, right? A 14.
Wow.
And she said, so she sent me to go get a ultrasound because I also had a little bladder infection, and she said hopefully that's what's throwing it off. She sent me to get an ultrasound and all of that, and my levels. So then I did blood work again, and she just called me on Friday. Told me your levels down to like a 8 or 9, but she's still concerned, and she got me scheduled for a CT. To go take a CT to get it checked out more, to get my bladder and my prostate checked out again because of my levels. And I'm saying all of this is she just put somebody in my life so I can be consultant talking about this too.
Right. Yeah, because that's a serious matter, man. So, you know, we want to be proactive on that. Like,
Yes.
you know, cancer is not anything to play with, you know, and especially if you can go, you know, and get yourself tested, if people can go get tested and be aware of what's going on with their bodies and what's going on inside their body before, you know what I'm saying, it's a point where it's, you know, it's beyond repair, you know.
Exactly.
So,
All right.
so man, did you do your biopsy? Did you do a biopsy?
I did a biopsy like 7 years ago. She haven't even sent me to that point yet because she's hoping that it's something that's going on with the infection that was inside of me that was causing my levels to go up like that.
Oh, okay.
Because I had took an exam about 3 or 4 months ago, and my levels were like a 4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
And so she hoping that there's something going on with me, infection. That's why I know y'all been talking about me in the comment section and stuff, but that's why my throat and all of that been whining a little bit because there's something going on, but I'll be all right because I get tested. I ain't scared to go to the doctor, and that's what my homeboy Big CJ is trying to tell us. Once you get past that age of 40,
go to the doctor. Don't be scared to go to the doctor, man.
Exactly.
Go to the doctor.
Exactly. Okay.
CJ, if you don't mind, can you explain to the audience and talk to them a little bit about how your upbringing was and how you got kind of involved with the mob, or if it was something that you kind of grew up in? Can you kind of explain your background with the mob?
Yeah, well, I started with the mob. You know, my background is the mob. I was moved to Compton. My family had moved us to Compton in April 4th, 1968 is the same day that Dr. King had died.
Ooh, okay.
The same day that we moved into our residence in Compton on Pine Street. And at that time, the area was predominantly white or Asians. There wasn't a lot of blacks in the community at that time. There were no gangs at that time in Compton. There was no graffiti on the wall. The streets were clean. Like, you can see no trash or anything like that. I mean, when I left Los Angeles, the east side of Los Angeles, off the central of Manchester, and came into Compton, I felt like I was in Beverly Hills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember we moved there in '72, but go ahead. Yeah, we moved there on Pine Street as well. I live right down the street from CJ, y'all.
Yeah, you're right down the street from me. Exactly. Your parents would move right down the street from Mom's parents.
Yes.
And it was very nice over there. Nice community. All the yards were nicely manicured. All the cars, their parents' cars were super clean. It was nice, and it was nothing that you could expect to come out of that, but greatness for all of us. I mean, you get education. A lot of us was into sports and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So wasn't nobody really like into violence and trying to destroy lives or anything like that at that time. When I was there, I didn't see any of that. I didn't see any of that until like the beginning of the early '70s, actually.
Okay, so with that in mind, CJ, did you ever claim Looters Park, or you always claim the mob?
I claim Looters Park Mob Power.
Looters Park mob, I rule. Okay.
Yeah, I claim Looters Park
Do you
Mob
still
Power.
claim that, or you just claim the mob now currently? I mean, wait a minute. Let me correct that. When you were active, how did it go from Looters Park to mob? When you were active, a gang member.
Well, first, Reg, I didn't actually start gangbanging until I was 15 years old. I was
Okay.
going into Dominguez High School at
Because you got height. If y'all don't know, CJ is tall. He probably thought he was going to be an athlete. You could tell none of them we weren't going to be an athlete back then. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I didn't actually get into the gang culture and consider myself a gang member until I was 15 years old, and I was at Dominguez High School.
Okay.
But there was the Looters Park Pyrus was already up and existing,
Correct.
way before I started, representing Mob Pyru.
Gotcha. And back then when they did that, because a lot of the guys now, they under the impression about jumping in and all of that stuff. Back then, did they do the jumping in, or what type of initiations did they have back when, we talking in the late '70s, I think. What type of initiations did they have into the gang world back then?
Well, my initiation for myself with the homies was that, that's of my age. I'm 62 years old now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So back then, at that time, we was just a little crew of homies running
Okay.
around doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if it was like you wanted to be a part of what we was doing, you know what I'm saying, then you had to come out and show, you know what I'm saying, if where you was at, what you doing, man? We out here, we doing this stuff, man. This stuff is violent. You know what I'm saying? This stuff can lead you to a long life in prison. Yeah, and it's like, you want to roll with it, we gonna test you. And if you fail the test, you know what I'm saying, then we gonna boot you.
Gotcha.
We wasn't physically putting our hands on people to put them on the set. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in putting my hands on nobody to make them, you know what I'm saying, become a part of what I believe in or what we push it as mob power rules. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if we doing that, then that's compulsion. We forcing somebody to represent something, and then the dude might turn out to mark out or be a mark or whatever. So now we want you to be. You know what I'm saying? Sure about what you saying you want to represent. You know what I'm saying? And you state that, and we say, okay, come on, let's roll. We're going to check you out.
Exactly. So I can be safe to say that I always, my partner, my boy, my homeboy, James, he always tell us and educate us about something he used to call Buster Week. You didn't really like Buster Week then for the dudes that they were doing that too, huh?
No, Buster Week is something that originated inside the county jail in Blood Marching.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nothing that was a part of our neighborhood. We didn't have that. I mean, I'm not for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Yeah, I'm not about going around. I had my moments. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I would go around. You know what I'm saying? I would take and rob and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? From people I felt like, you know what I'm saying, was weak and wasn't representing the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like we felt like they, should be representing the hood since they in the hood and they, they hanging around the homies and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we considered them dudes busters, but I wouldn't beat them up. I'd just take their stuff.
Yeah, just take from them. Take. Gotcha.
I'd take their stuff from them, man. Whatever they had, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? And see them the next day. Because they live down the street or around the corner from me any motherfucking way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Well, I know you are a different man now, and so I know I like to, and people that's not in the LA area, California area, they like to hear these stories about the gang activity. A lot of them don't understand it, and typing right now how they hate it, and it's the
Oh
dumbest thing.
yeah, man. It's like keeping it real, Reg, keeping it 100, man.
Yeah.
Looking back, what I'm saying, over
Yeah.
my life, what I'm saying, from the time that I began to become real violent in the streets and doing shit, what I'm saying, that led me to prison for a great length of time, what I'm saying. I was in a savage state of mind, man. And most of my peers was in the same state of mind, what I'm saying. We didn't have no compassion or no sympathy, empathy for nobody. You know what I'm saying? We was just pillaging the community, doing what the fuck. It was all about the peak. You know what I'm saying? It was all about power rule. And if you wasn't talking about that, you know what I'm saying, then you a victim.
Exactly. So, Big CJ, you had mentioned on the prior episode that you from the P, but you a blood. Could you explain to the audience the difference between a P and a blood? I've been trying to drive that home to different people because there's a lot of people that's real confused about the P and the B. And this from somebody that's an OG. I would like to hear your explanation.
Well, we from Compton, we power rules, man. You know what I'm saying? But we use the language blood. You know what I'm saying? We use that as a term. You know what I'm saying? To describe or identify, you know what I'm saying, with one another. You know what I'm saying? As we're interacting, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you know what I'm saying, the homies in Compton say, you know what I'm saying, what's up funk? Or what's up funk?
P-funk.
You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, because of the P-funk.
Don't forget, y'all, pick up our P-funk shirts that we selling, y'all. We running out. But go ahead.
Yeah, China Dog instituted that P-funk into us, man.
Okay.
So, that's what we push. We push that P-funk, you know what I'm saying? And it's almighty, you know what I'm saying? And it's unity, you know what I'm saying? And there's strength within that, you know what I'm saying? But we say blood, you know what I'm saying? But that's just a part of our language as power rules, you know what I'm saying? But now as time has progressed, you know what I'm saying? The younger homies, you know what I'm saying? They say, what's up funk or what's up funky now, you know?
Okay.
But we're not bloods. We just use that slogan. We say blood and, you know what I'm saying, and interacting with one another. Like, it's like a greeting. Like, what's up, blood? How you doing?
Got you. Now, there's no disrespect to the Compton P's or any other ones. Could you explain how did the guys that's in like Inglewood, because I know a bunch of them claim the P, the guys from Pacoima, who we all know about, hear about a lot, claim the P. Could you explain how did they branch off from the Compton to start claiming the P versus claiming the B?
Well, those power rules sets outside of Compton, their elder homeboys had something to do with Compton at one time.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, like, you got the NHPs in Inglewood, you know what I'm saying? Big Diamond, rest in peace, who was from Little Spark, went over into Inglewood, you know what I'm saying? He fired up the NHPs over there. So that's how the NHPs in Inglewood are power rules. And then the 456s in Pomona, it was a homie that was from Compton as well, you know what I'm saying? Way back in the 70s, went out to Pomona and fired up.
I remember somebody from West Covina went out there too. I hung out with them before. Yeah.
West Covina Mob?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the West Covina Mob, those homies from West Covina, low-key, and they from the hood. They actually are from Compton, then they moved out to West Covina.
Okay.
And that's how they fired up the mob out there.
Okay. And then the Pacoima, how did they start? Do you know? Or you have no knowledge?
I'm not sure about the Pacoima power rules, okay. You know what I'm saying? But,
because they kind of confused, I wouldn't say confused, but they kind of argue over that anyway. Because some of them say 2 P's and a B, some of them say 2 P's, so yeah.
Yeah, they say Pacoima power rule bloods. That's what they say, you know what I'm saying? But the Pacoima power rule bloods have always been accepted for saying they Pacoima power rule bloods. Ain't nobody never when it attacked the Pacoima power rules, you know what I'm saying, about them having a B on their...
No, I'm talking about them within themselves. You would call some of them 2 P's and then some say we 2 P's and a B. They have that argument among themselves a lot. That's something that's going on, you know what I'm saying? That's some personal stuff going on with their man, you know what I'm saying? They got to figure that out. And do the guys in San Diego, do they claim Paru out there, or they just claim Bloods?
You got some, do we have any powers? Let me think. I'm trying to think. MOS, Skyline. You got Skyline Parus out there.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's it.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I know you got Lincoln Park, they Bloods. You got Skyline, they Parus. You got Emerald Hills, they Bloods.
Yeah, they
you
Bloods,
got
they're Homeboys. Yeah.
You got North Africa, they Bloods.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool. I don't mean to put you on the spot about it. I just, when I get somebody,
You ain't putting me on the spot.
when I get somebody that I know have knowledge that knows this stuff, I like to pick their brains. And
I just got to, I got to think and make sure, what I'm
yeah,
saying?
because I know they even got the youngsters over there in Moreno Valley now, so I don't want to leave them out in San Bernardino. So there's some all over. But yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Reggie, is CJ the one that you always refer to as saying that he was supposed to be in the car with Suge when the incident happened at the Tansburger?
But that's what I have always heard. But we got the man himself here, and so I'll let him go ahead and correct it and set the story straight.
Yeah, no, I wasn't in the car with Suge. I was still incarcerated on my life sentence. I didn't get out of prison until April of 2015, and Suge incident was in January of
January 30th, 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah.
But he was in the hood at my mom's house.
Okay, maybe that's what. Okay.
Yeah, he was at my mother's house talking with some of the little homies about, what I'm saying, going over there to, take care of his business with, Dre on that issue. And I guess nobody, left with him, so he went on his own. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have been there, you know what I'm saying? And I had the opportunity to go over there with him, because I feel like maybe those events, you know what I'm saying, would have been different. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Bone personally. I have a rapport with Bone. I believe that Bone is a sensible man. You know what I'm saying? And I know Bone way back from early days in the Blood Monster. You know what I'm saying? So had I would have been on the scene and Bone would have seen me, or I would have seen Bone, and we would have had opportunity to have some dialogue into regard to what was going on with Suge and Drake, then I'm pretty sure that, it would have been a different turn of events.
I do too. And that's the only reason I brought your name up into it, because my opinion was, if CJ was sitting in that car or sitting in that passenger seat with you, that the approach would have been different. Yeah. Yeah,
well, I mean, we would have never been at Tams. Definitely, I wouldn't have been, been led to go over to Tams, to talk about anything. We're not gonna go to talk about nothing over here. You know what I'm saying? At Tams, we can talk about that at Louisburg.
At Louisburg, on Bullets. Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that on Bullets and Rosecrans, and then see if they come over to Bullets and Rosecrans and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And if they didn't come over to Bullets and Rosecrans and talk about it, then, you know what I'm saying, it's something to pay attention to.
Exactly. I remember you, when we talked, you had kind of had a conversation about something that I had, or some of the conversation that I had with a guy by D-Dog that you were shocked to hear. What was your opinion on that?
Right. Yeah, I was shocked to hear that. When he said that the guy that handed the toy was the same guy that gave the guy the toy.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I didn't know that individual was there, which is Marvin. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that he was there. That was surprising to me, you know what I'm saying? But then, too, it wouldn't be that much surprising to me either, because he's the same individual that said my neighborhood was Palmer Crips before we was Mob Parros. Now, again, remember, I already said I moved to Compton April 4th, 1968. So I saw every game around the east side of Compton that came up. You know what I'm saying? And what nothing over in my neighborhood, what nothing over in my Paru neighborhood, that's my Paru now. Prior to then, it was all Ludasport Parus. So the Palmer Oaks is on the other side of Long Beach Boulevard, so I don't know how the hell where he got that information from, saying that my neighborhood or my Parus used to be Palmer Oak Crips. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where he's getting that information from, but then too, and he calls himself the Ayatollah Marv, you know what I'm saying? So which the proper pronunciation for that is Ayatollah. We say in the West, the English people say Ayatollah, but in the Middle East they say Ayatollah. And Ayatollah means a sign or a verse from God. And so, I don't know what the sign is, you know what I'm saying? If he's saying he's a sign or something that we're supposed to be looking to as far as, him being the oldest Paru is what he say he's the oldest Paru, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you the oldest Paru in Compton, how the hell are you going to say that my Paru neighborhood used to be Palmetto Crips? If you don't, that don't make no sense. So, I don't know when you started your Paruing or when he started this Paruing, but that's absolutely false.
Yeah.
And furthermore, you know what I'm saying? All Parus are to deal in equity with one another. You know what I'm saying? We've always done that in the city of Compton. All Parus dealt with equity with one another. And I didn't understand for him to be at that scene at that time, you know what I'm saying, why he didn't deal with that situation in equity. Meaning, you know what I'm saying, whether it was Suge Knight or any other Paru, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I respect Bone, you know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing bad to say about Bone. Like I say, I feel he's a sensible man. But if Marvin, the Ayatollah Marv, you know what I'm saying, is who he says he is, you know what I'm saying, and he's saying he's from Compton and he's the oldest Paru in Compton, then this is your city, you know what I'm saying, and you're supposed to have control over your city, and that situation that occurred at Tam shouldn't have never occurred. Yeah. If you was taking, you know what I'm saying, the leadership role, you know what I'm saying, that you have the people around the world believing that you are, you know what I'm saying, and if he had done that, then maybe Terry would still be alive. I'm sure Terry would still be alive. Bone wouldn't have got hit by Suge's truck, and Suge wouldn't be in prison.
Well stated. And like I said, this is D-Dog's version, who I got a lot of respect for.
I understand, right. I understand. I know, and I understand D-Dog has his version, you know what I'm saying? And D-Dog has his sentiments about how he feels about
which makes sense to me, and I'm not shitting on D-Dog, because it makes sense to me what D-Dog is saying. I'm just playing devil's advocate for Marvin, because, Marvin, he's saying it's not true, so,
right.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I don't know much about it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I had the opportunity to meet his brother on a couple occasions, Henry, back in the late 80s, when me and China Dog and Gangsta Nate would be rolling around through the city and shit, and China Dog would take us over there to see the Block Hood, and we'll go over there and hang out with Henry and talk with Henry, and we'll go over there and hang out with Devo and talk with Devo. We'll be over there talking with Gangsta Michael Roselle, or his brother Kerry, you know what I'm saying? We'd be moving around. That's how I got to know of his brother, but I've never met Marvin personally. I don't really know anything too much about Marvin except for, what he's been saying over these different platforms and so on and so forth. But for him to say that, and I took offense to that, for him to say that, you know what I'm saying, my neighborhood used to be Palmetto Crips before we were Mob Parus, you know what I'm saying, I took offense to that. I don't like that. He's wrong for that, and he should come out and clear that up.
In fairness, you're not the only person. You're definitely not the only person that I have heard that from about that statement.
Right. Yeah. Or he should bring something factual to me, you know what I'm saying, historically facts that, you know what I'm saying, I'm wrong about, you know what I'm saying, Palmetto Crips not being over in my neighborhood prior to us being Mob Parus.
And let me just say this to defend, I like to throw out everybody's side of the coin. I think he mixed, killing court or killing place is one street, and then the next street over is Palm and Oaks or Palm, and I think he might.
But you don't get you get Palm and Bradfield before you get to Carlin.
Correct.
Palm is the last street before you get to Carlin. Once you get to Carter, that's Linwood High. That's Linwood.
Correct.
We're in Linwood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Palm comes all the way across Long Beach Boulevard over into our neighborhood. That's just a street.
Correct.
That's called Palm. That's not their hood. That's just a street.
Correct. Correct.
Hell, Pine Street goes across Long Beach Boulevard as well, right?
Yes.
All the way to Santa Fe,
All
right?
the way to Santa Fe. Yes.
And they Crips.
Yeah.
And they Crips over there. They Santana Crips. They
Or
Palmetto
Palm,
Crips.
or
Yeah.
what? Oak Street. Oak Street.
Oak Park
Yeah.
Crips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oak Park. So yeah, that's Pine Street over there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Respect. All right.
yeah, you got his geographical locations fucked up. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I think happened. Okay.
Okay, CJ, we have this thing that we do over here, a segment where we kind of do a roll call where we'll throw out people's names and you kind of give us the first opinion or story about that person. If you're cool to do that, Reggie, do you mind throwing out some names?
Yeah. Well, the first person I got to throw out is somebody that's very well respected. I know CJ respect very well from our neighborhood that grew up around there. That was kind of a legend on the YouTube and a legend in our area growing up. I'm gonna go with China Doll, Marcus Nunn.
China Dog, man, that's my peer, man. That's my brother, man. You know, man. You know, I mean, what can I say about Dog? Everybody know about Dog, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Dog is our brother. You know what I'm saying? Dog is our big brother. You know what I'm saying? He's always been that. He always will be that. I love Dog. I love Marcus.
Yeah. What I loved about him and what I knew about him, and I was when I was on the streets. Well, for a minute he was on the streets, but he was mainly in jail. You know, or prison a lot of his time. But what I remember about him was he had the connection with the 7-O's and the Looters.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to meet Dog so bad when I left Stephen C. Foster going into Whaley Junior High School, but Dog had ended up getting arrested and went to Wright or something, and I didn't get to see Marcus until I don't think I laid my eyes on Marcus until 1981.
Okay.
Yeah, till 1981. But his name was.
Yes.
It was ringing. It was like household name on these side, man. Everybody, you had to know Dog, or you needed to meet Dog, man. And I wanted to meet Marcus, and I finally got the chance to meet Marcus. I actually met his father in prison before I met him.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. I was in prison with Willie, so I got to meet his dad before I met him.
Okay. Another person. This is a person I kind of talk bad about. And I only had a bad run-in. I had one bad run-in with him. And so I never really cared for him too much. But everybody, even when I talk bad about him, they be like, Reg, you wrong on that one. And they like this dude. And everybody got respect for him. He's no longer with us, rest in peace. But if you can tell us anything you know about Stanley Pitts.
Oh, Stan the man. Stan the man. I remember Stan came home from prison. He had left San Quentin. I can't actually remember the year he left, but I know I was a young kid. Stan and Terry was real close with one another.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah, Stan and Terry was real close with one another, and I remember Stan coming. Cynthia was staying on Harris in the neighborhood at that time, in between Orchard and Carlin, down the street from Aikens. And there used to always be parties and shit down there by Cynthia's house. Cynthia bring the crowd and shit.
Oh yeah, Cynthia always had a female. She always had a female at her house.
She always cooking, got all this stuff going on. Candy and cupcakes everywhere throughout the house. So we all hanging around down there with Cynthia and shit at the parties. She was with what's her name at that time?
My boy Charlie P.
No. She was with Scootisha's dad.
Oh shit. The one they say created the Power Rules.
Scooter.
Oh, Scooter. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of you said the daughter. Okay, yes. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, the daughter.
Okay.
The daughter.
I was thinking the pudding, but go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, you talking about the son? You thinking of Lamont?
Yeah, Lamont. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Scootisha.
Yeah.
So we be down there. So anyway, Stan came down there. He got out, and he had a Cadillac Brougham. Oh, yeah. I was 78, 79 Brougham, and that motherfucker was so goddamn clean red. I said, man, where red? I said, Stan, where you get this car? Man, whose car is this? He said, man, Terry gave me this car. He said, come on, ride with me. We're going to go to some other parties. I was like,
I'm laughing at Terry. Hooked you up.
I was like, because Stan was a treacherous dude.
Oh man, he's the only person. Reggie, he heard Reggie was my father was looking for him, and that nigga was sitting on our porch one day. I came home and I was like, nigga, who you think you standing? And nigga said, yeah, I heard your daddy looking for me. He want to talk to me. Let's talk.
Yeah, but that's the homie. May he rest in peace, man. Another dude, you know what I'm saying, one of my peers, you know what I'm saying, a dude that showed me the way on the streets and in the prison system. So yeah, I got a lot of love and respect for Stan, you know what I'm saying. I miss him. You know, I pray for him daily. You know, all my deceased homeboys, I pray for him daily. You know, and it's just like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? These is dudes that I spent a whole lot of time with. You know what I'm saying, on the streets, you know what I'm saying, and in prison, you know what I'm saying. And as you know, most of my life was in prison. I was pretty much raised in prison. You know, I started gangbanging at 15, and my first time going to prison, I was 18 years old. I hadn't been to juvenile camp. I hadn't been to YA.
Gotcha. Here's another family I'm going to bring up to you, and I'll let you pick any one of the brothers. Any one of them. Because they lived on Killing down the street from my grandmother, so I used to see them a lot.
Hey, look, I was going to say something to that. Look. Was it your dad? Was it your dad? Or is it who is Charles? Is Charles?
That's my uncle. That's my dad's younger brother.
That's your uncle. That's your uncle. All right. Are they the ones that arrested Wayne?
Who?
Wayne.
Who is Wayne?
Smiley.
Oh, I think it was my uncle. I'm not for sure. I have to ask Reggie Sr. But, well, you know who I'm talking about then. You know who I'm going to ask you about.
Exactly. We talking about Smiley Robinson.
Exactly. Tell us a story about Big Smiley.
Man, you know what, Reg? I don't have any stories about Smiley on the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that nigga was prison, huh? He just ran the walls.
He's first generation motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, motherfuckers, Smiley a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, trust me.
Smiley in prison. They tried some shit. You know, homies was dissatisfied with some shit Smiley. And they tried to go at Smiley. You know what I'm saying? Smiley done whooped 2-3 motherfuckers from him and all kind of shit.
Smiley messed up. I don't say it in a cold way. You might get mad at me, so I might have to edit this, but Smiley was doing things to the homies when they came through there that he should have been doing to those niggas on the other side.
But we ain't gonna talk about that.
I know, but I was saying that's what he should have been doing to niggas on the other side.
But the homies, you know what I'm saying? The homies didn't, they didn't dig that, so they went to holler at him, but they didn't succeed. You know what I'm saying? When they went to try to holler at him on the yard, he the one succeeded. You know what I'm saying?
No, he wasn't taking that. Yeah.
But look though. So when I first go to prison, right? I leave the county jail, and I'm going to Chino Reception Center. I'm on the bus with Smiley Robinson. I ain't never been to prison in my life.
Oh yeah, so he took you under.
He took me under.
He took you under.
He took me under, man.
So I know you had to respect that. That's the one thing you learned. There was a dude. There was only one dude that was, and I've never been no gang member or anything, but everybody knew where I grew up at. Everybody knew what I was. So that little time I had to go do. There was one dude.
Right, that was funny to me. That was funny to me.
It wasn't funny to me.
I left you at death row, and I left you at death row in '98 when I walked away from death row. I didn't want to be at death row no more for my reasons, and I walked away and I went back to the streets and I got caught up.
If we're gonna talk about that, we're gonna talk about your time at death row. Let's finish our roll call.
Okay,
we're going to talk about that time. Okay, I forgot about that story. You got a great story. Let's just do one more, and then we're going to get into that great story for the next episode. I won't do somebody nobody probably have ever heard about that I know you should have a great relationship with, that I always like because I like the sister a lot. And my auntie Yolanda and her sister were best friends. But Tony Scott, you got any stories about Tony Scott crazy ass?
Tony Scott off of Pine, down the street from
Yeah,
us.
right down the street from you. Not really.
Vaguely, I'm not sure. I think Tony was Tony a pimp, trying to be a pimp?
Tony was good. We're gonna leave Tony alone, yeah. I want to get somebody you really know. How about, this is somebody I always like. I'm just telling you people I like. I know you got other relationships because you fuck with everybody. How about Kenny Womack, Showboat? He lived right down the street from you.
Yeah, Showboat. He stayed down the street around the corner. He's on he's on Pan Ass.
Pan Ass. He want no Pan Ass.
Right. Well, right off the corner of Pine. Yeah, I don't really have no.
Yeah, they a little younger. I was a little bit too young for
they're
you.
younger, but you know what I'm saying, Reg, Showboat, you know what I'm saying, Tony, everybody, homie, that grew up in that neighborhood with us, homie, since we've been kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have a strong attachment to them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whether I ran with them, you know what I'm saying, in the streets, or, you know what, we probably played sports together, you know, and Foster, you know what I'm saying, going over there playing basketball or baseball or football, you know, in the schoolyard when we was little kids, you know what I'm saying? So I hold all that stuff dear, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have, I love all my homies, you know what I'm saying? I love everybody from over there.
Me too.
I love everybody off the east side.
You know what? And I talk a lot of shit and all of that, but you know what? I don't have nothing but great memories about all those dudes over there growing up. Nothing but great memories. They forget how we all played basketball, baseball. We had all those park and recreation programs in Compton back in the late 70s, early 80s. It's just not there anymore.
Yeah, man, in the late 70s, early 70s when we was young kids over there, hell, all the men in the neighborhood, whether it was a homeboy's father or
exactly.
a homegirl's
Mr.
father.
Ford.
They was the baseball coach. They was the baseball coach.
Mr. Coach Ario. Coach Ario, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Mr. Ray.
And they wives worked in the snack bar.
Exactly.
At Foster, so Miss Ray was,
Miss Ray, Darren Ray and them,
Yeah. Mr. Ray had his team, you know what I'm saying? Stanley Robinson, father had his team. Yes. Joe Robinson.
Ario. I played for Mr. Ario. That's who I speak of a lot. But my dad had the basketball team over there. He called them the Imperial Court Stars from the Watts. But he had them playing for him over there. So
yeah. So our community was rich for that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I couldn't ask for a better upbringing. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't know no better. We thought we was in Beverly Hills. We didn't know nothing about Bel Air. Yeah.
I couldn't ask for nothing better, man.
Exactly. Okay, on our previous episode, you brought up a great topic that I want to talk about, and I almost forgot about you because I forgot about your thing when I was around in Death Row. And because I just think of you, from the mob area and all of that. But man, do you know John? He was one of the guys that you probably was dealing with because he was kind of in charge of the street chains with this guy B-Man, and how I told you they all had a region. And he was one of the ones that had a region. I don't remember which region he had. But do y'all know CJ used to communicate a lot, and he had a big office staff at Death Row in 98 after I think he got out, 97 or something like that. Because he did some back and forth, before I was there, and then after, when Suge was in prison, he came around and was running stuff, and Suge had told me, put CJ in charge of those dudes. Give him the truck. He had a car, an Expedition. He said, make sure CJ in charge of that car. That's how much respect Suge had for CJ. But you got any stories about the time when you was running the street teams and you was working with us? I know you was one of the ones. I don't know if you want to talk about it. If you want to tell that story when we was at the Universal Amp and had to go talk pit.
Yeah. You know what, Reg, man? I had some good working relations with you, man, during that time I was at Death Row, man. I remember when I first came home from prison, I came down to the office and shit, and we had circled the block on San Vicente.
San Vicente, yep.
San Vicente. We had circled the block, me and my girl, because I didn't know how to actually get into the building.
Yes.
So I was like, so we circled the block, and then a car pulled up to that gate that opens to come to the parking lot of the building.
Yes.
So we followed that. I told my girl,
y'all snuck in behind the car.
I followed the car in there. Right?
Yeah, okay.
So when we get inside the parking lot of the building, I don't know if I don't want to say I don't know. Probably was one. I hope it wasn't one of your guys from Right Way Security.
I'm sure it was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a gun on him and shit. He came out and he pulled a gun out on me.
I didn't hear about that. I'm sure.
Yeah, he was telling me to back the car back up out the motherfucking parking lot, right? And I was telling him I'm not backing nothing out. I was a big old nigga.
Yeah. I know you were. I know you.
Right? Like, I'm testing him to see what he gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't think the nigga gonna shoot me or nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He don't seem like he doing that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I told him, I said, man, I'm not backing up out of shit, man. This is my homeboy shit, man. I'm supposed to be down here, man. I'm down here for sure, man. He said, well, what's your name? I said, my name's CJ. He went up there. I guess he talked to you and Karen. No, you and Linda. You and Linda.
Yeah, Linda, Shug's sister. Yeah.
Linda. Yeah, Linda was up there. You and Linda. And then y'all looked out the window and he said, okay, go on up. And then when I came up, y'all was like, why was I down there making that noise like that? And I was like, oh, man. I thought y'all had tight flight security in this motherfucker. So, yeah, man. So, that was my first day and shit. Then after that, you know what I'm saying? Me and you got together. Buntry was there with us at that time. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
And I believe Lip Dog was around Trey at that same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had went to Priority Records for
something. Yeah. That's a story in itself.
Yeah, we went to Priority Records for something. We had to go twice because the first time we went, they tried to say that the dude had left, but you had showed me his car. I said, well, the nigga can't be gone because the car right here, right? So they playing the game. So we went back the next day, and then that's how we finally got into it.
We got in there.
We got in there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm running around in the company like I know what the fuck I'm doing.
After that, they hired 4 security guards.
Remember they had us sitting. We were sitting in the lobby waiting for dude to come out.
Yeah.
Bring us in, right?
Yeah.
And we had sat out there probably for like 30 minutes. Shit, right?
This.
And then, but look, what was funny about it, the pizza delivery people came and they was delivering pizza.
That's what it was. Yeah.
That's how we got in there.
Bum rushed that door.
Once they popped that door for these motherfuckers to get this pizza, we going in there. And they popped that door and we was back there.
Yeah.
And that's it was funny. And it's the same dude. It's the same dude when we went to Universal Theater and holler at Snoop about that shit when he was with Master P, so on and so forth.
Exactly.
That was the same dude that gave you a bunch of the passes to go in the green room.
Correct. His name is Mark Bennett. He's not longer with us, but he was a good dude. Right. Him and Kevin Garnett. Yeah. Kevin Garnett is who we actually went and banged on. You remember the big dude with the dreadlocks? Because he wasn't giving us no radio play. And we was tripping on him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was on Dad's album, right?
Yes, on Dad's album. Yeah. They were mad about that video. That's what Master P had smashed on them. Like, man, this shit is off the hook. And, that might sound crazy video that we did in Emanation. And they wouldn't push it. And we like, why are y'all not pushing this? And then he told him, he said, man, Master P is pissed. Master P running shit over here now.
Master P was running shit at Priority then?
Yeah, he was doing a lot for them there. Master P was running. We had just left Interscope and got with our Priority. And, and Master P was running. So he was the one pulling the strings at that time. He was hating on us in the slide. But that's why, so that's why we had
that was some good times, man. I did enjoy those moments, you know what I'm saying, working alongside with you, you know what I'm saying, and of course, you know what I'm saying, my boy Buntry, rest in peace, and Mob Trey was there, and Lip was there as well, you know what I'm saying. Now, I know what they both bring, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If there's any type of confrontation or something, I know, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got to worry about them.
Exactly.
Not standing their ground and being present. So it was that was some good times, man.
Yeah. Matter of fact, tell your brother Tootie I owe him a drink, and I heard he had a slap one day. And one that I don't care for, but anyway, I'll leave that alone. I ain't gonna get you in Reggie politics.
Yeah. We ain't gonna go in and talk about dog. You could do that, or you could do that on another day. You can't do that with me, Reggie.
I got you. You always look out for everybody. Yeah. But yeah. Well, Big CJ, man, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. And man, I hope, man, I'm about 4 months from being right where I can get around and move. And man, we gonna have to do this live where we get you back on that camera, because man, I know the people gonna love you, man.
Oh man, I don't
you
know
authentic.
about the camera. I don't know about that camera. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We have to see about that one. But we'll talk, man.
I got you. Well, man,
we'll talk.
Much respect, Big CJ, and I appreciate this wisdom and this time that you share with us. And you know how to get a hold to me if you ever need your little homie, man.
Okay.
Anything else you like to add, buddy? Big CJ?
No. I don't have nothing else to add, man. Outside of let's keep the streets of Compton safe. You know what I'm saying? Let's let all the power rules start working. I think that Marvin should, you know what I'm saying, come holler at, like, myself or,
Well, I'm sure. Let me just say this. My boy Marvin calls me every time an episode pops up, and he let me know his side of the feelings. And so if he called me,
yeah, what I'm saying, he can contact me. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was going to ask you. If I got permission to get you on the phone to let y'all talk.
Yeah, because I would like to have some dialogue with him. You know what I'm saying? And because he says he's the Ayatollah. You know what I'm saying? He says he's the ruler. He's the Ayatollah. You know what I'm saying? He's the sign. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's saying he's a Paru, and he's saying he represents Compton Paru. You know what I'm saying? So, if that's what he's doing, you know what I'm saying, then as a Compton Paru, you know what I'm saying, I want to know what direction we going in. Okay. What we doing in Compton. Oh, yeah, I said, you asked me did I have any last words, and I was like, yeah, I would like to say that, you know what I'm saying, let's work to keep the peace on the streets of Compton, you know what I'm saying, let's tone it down, you know what I'm saying, a bit, you know what I'm saying, we don't have to be so fired up, you know what I'm saying, and eager to go out, you know what I'm saying, to try to bring harm to another Paru, you know what I'm saying. I understand the events of the past, you know what I'm saying, but we're dealing in the present right now, and we're looking toward a better life ahead, you know what I'm saying, I believe, you know what I'm saying, and with Marvin being at the head, being him saying himself that he's the oldest Paru from Compton, or he's the oldest Paru out here, you know what I'm saying, then from Compton, come holler at your people in Compton, homeboy, you know what I'm saying, and let's have some dialogue, man, and let's see what we can do in our city, you know what I'm saying, to help, you know what I'm saying, rebuild or reshape, you know what I'm saying, what has been taken away, you know what I'm saying, through ignorance.
Yeah. Hey, well, hopefully I can.
He can start with me, and then I'll contact, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the people. I'll contact the executive body. I'll put it like that. I'll contact the executive body.
Gotcha. Well, I'll let y'all deal with that part of the politics, and I'll be willing to make that call and make y'all connect with each other. Yep.
Okay, Ben. Sound good.
Appreciate you, Big CJ.
Okay, man. Appreciate you, man. Take care of yourself, bro.
You too.
All right.